I haven't told her this thing. He literally was laughing about it though, like it was like a joke to him. It wasn't, like I said, like if this kid had done it before, like this wasn't his first rodeo.
An 11-year-old boy named Froylan was shot and unalived while leaving an Isotopes baseball game in Albuquerque, New Mexico on September 6, 2023. According to police, 14 rounds were fired into the truck Froylan was in, unaliving him and paralyzing his cousin Tatiana Villegas. Unfortunately, Tatiana stayed paralyzed. There hasn't been any movement. Police said the suspects were targeting a rival gang who were in a white truck similar to the one Froylan was leaving the game in. Daniel Gomez, 26, came forward to investigators saying his friends Nathan Garley, 21, and Jose Romero, 22, noticed a rival gang member, and things escalated from there. When the trio left, they allegedly tracked down the truck they believed belonged to the rival gang, when one of the men shot 14 rounds into the truck, unaliving an 11-year-old and paralyzing the young boy's cousin. Romero was already wanted for failing to appear in court in connection with alleged substance dealing. Garley happened to be in custody when he was arrested in connection with this case. He had been stopped by state police on September 13 while returning from Arizona, and authorities found a gun and about 100,000 Fenty tablets in the car. Further investigation linked him to the shooting. Police alleged that the men, both reputed gang members, pulled up in a car and attacked the pickup truck that was leaving the minor league game at Isotopes Stadium. The boy's mother and his infant brother were also inside the truck, but weren't injured, although 2 bullets barely missed the other child. Investigators used cell phone data and social media to track the movements of several individuals. The day after the shooting, the man who was feuding with Romero sent him a message on Instagram indicating they shot at the wrong truck. Daniel Gomez told detectives he feared for his life and described how the suspected shooter showed no remorse and even laughed.
Having these rights in mind, do you wish to speak to me now?
I want to speak with the attorney first.
You do?
Something that, I just would feel comfortable with someone present with me that knows more about legally. It's not like, because I'm here to talk to you guys. There's a reason I came to you guys.
Yeah.
So I feel like I would feel more comfortable with someone that knows more about these things than
No, it's
me.
absolutely fine. I totally understand. That's the reason why we have to read those to you, because I don't want to inadvertently violate anything that is your right. Okay. With that, we're done. Okay. I can't go any further. Okay. I can make some personal statements to you. Okay. Is your daughter taken care of? Is she okay right now?
Yes.
Okay.
She's with her mother.
She's with her mom?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's no concern we don't have to provide any aid for her or anything like that? Okay.
Nothing like that.
Okay. All right then. I appreciate your honesty. Okay. What happens now is we're going to go ahead. We'll get your booking paperwork taken care of. Yesterday it seemed to take a little while. I think it's going to be a little bit less today because we only had to send off one sheet. They kind of slowed the buying window. We'll get that once we get that back. We'll have you transported. Okay. I'll be direct with you. You're under arrest. Okay. I know you turned yourself in, but we still have to make that statement so that you understand what you have been charged with. You've been charged with an open count of murder. Okay. To include numerous other, like shooting from a motor vehicle, attempted murder. I understand. The thing is, though, is I have enough articulate reason that we don't know actually the specifics of it. Each one of you have the same charges. Each one of you, okay? It is up to the rest of my investigation to do my best to articulate a specific. If it doesn't, everybody gets charged the same, okay? With that, you need any food. Can you eat at all? Are you sure? Okay. Glad your daughter's taken care of. We're going to get you back to your cell real quick, okay? And then I'll get that paperwork done really, really quick, okay? And we'll get you out there, all right? As for us talking again, I can't talk to you for 14 days. So it's going to be a little while. Your constitutional right says I can't speak to you or ask any questions. If in that time inadvertently you have been assigned a defense attorney and you want to sign sometime, they might do that at that point. But legally, I can't like go create an interview with you for 14 days. Okay, after that 14 days, like the 15th day, I can chat with you again.
So I got a question, just a question if you
That's
guys
fine.
don't mind.
I can answer questions.
If I was to speak to you guys today,
Uh-huh.
what would happen exactly?
Daniel initially requested for attorney, but he soon changed his mind and decided to come clean.
It all started about 10 o'clock in the morning, possibly a little bit later, around 11 or 12. I had asked a friend who goes by Risk if he wanted to go have some dinner.
Okay.
He says yes, that he would pick me up. When he picked me up, there was another guy, they call him Blick, I don't really know him too well. It was my first time really meeting the dude that day.
Okay.
I have known Riz for a long time, known like his family and stuff, but I've never known his friends. So
Okay.
we went to Twin Peaks to go have some lunch, and when we were there, he had asked me if I would like to join him to a Isotopes game because they had an extra ticket. So during that time I said yes. We had finished up eating, and then we went to play some games at his house,
Okay.
which was, I believe, somewhere on Montgomery or something like that. So we leave his house, we're headed towards the game, everything's okay. You know, we get to the game. Once we get inside, we start looking for our seats. We grab a couple of food and drinks. So we start heading to our seats when I didn't really know the situation. All I knew is that a dude, but he goes by the name of, or at least that I know is Bostonero.
Boston. Okay.
So I guess they had told me he had robbed Wrist for one of his chains or whatever. So when we see them, I don't know what's really going on. Blake and that Bostonetto guy are kind of smiling at each other.
Okay.
And I'm not really thinking much because I'm looking at the game.
Yeah.
Well, when I turn around, Blick calls Risk and he goes, look, there's that fool or whatever, and they're talking. So they're like walking towards him, and I start trailing behind just because I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So I start trailing behind, and all of a sudden, that guy starts heading towards the far exit.
Okay.
All the way. Okay, so here's the stadium, right? Here's what we were. There's an exit right here, but if you keep walking all the way around to the end right here, I think they left out of that exit because that's where they were following him. I stood behind, I didn't really go towards where they were following him at. When they came back, Riz says, hey, we have to go. I said, why? He says, because I have to go pick up my daughter, so we have to go.
Okay.
So I said, all right. So we exit the thing, and Blick says, he turns to Risk and he says, hey, that fool's circling around with some homies with the Mac looking for us. So right away they take off running to the car. I didn't take off running to the car right away because I was, a little scared to, to get shot or something, So I go walking like the opposite way. So they jumped in the car and they pulled up to me and they told me to get in. So when we're about to leave, I was like, hey, can you just take me home? I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not really feeling comfortable. He's like, just hold up, we're looking for somebody real quick. And I was like, who? And he just kept saying, my cousins. So I was like, all right. Well, when we seen, so there's the light, but before the light, there was a truck, a white truck, Dodge truck, and Blake goes, look, there's that truck. So I was like, you don't even know if that's the right truck. I said, stop acting like an idiot. I said, Riz, take me home. And Riz said, just shut the fuck up. And he clocked the gun, and Riz like took off, and I ducked and I screamed no, and he jumped out the sunroof, and he just started shooting them. And so they flew all the way back to Risks, and I was crying. I said, you guys gotta let me go home, you know? And that's when Blip turned around and he told me, he said, if you tell anyone about this, go to anyone, I know where your grandma stays and I know where you stay. And I told him I wouldn't say nothing. And it's haunted me for a while now because it was just an innocent baby. And I told those fools no. And they just wouldn't let me out the car. I just wanted to get out the car. I didn't want to be in that situation. I didn't want to be in that situation at all, sir. I'm sorry. I don't know. I stopped hanging. It was my first day ever hanging with them. I stopped immediately right after that. I'm sorry I didn't come sooner. I was just so scared for my life. I'm still scared. I don't know what's gonna happen to me. These guys have a lot of money, a lot of power. It's not funny, it's scary.
It is.
I'm very scared.
And I completely believe you, okay?
We understand your fear.
It's more than fear. It's more than fear because you guys don't know how popular these kids are. Like, everybody knows them. Everybody knows what the f they're capable of, and it's just scary because I know the minute that I know this is gonna get out, but I don't care. At this point, I don't care what's been said about me. That little boy needs justice. He needs justice for what the f happened to him. No kid should ever have to go through that. That's why I'm here and I'm doing what I'm doing right now. It isn't to save my ass, it isn't to save my face. It's really for justice to that little boy, because I could not dream of my daughter going through that or being in that predicament where I get a call that my daughter's dead because of a childish act
that they're not involved in.
And it's like I told my grandma, I don't know what to do because I don't want to go to jail for something I didn't do. I didn't pull a gun, and I was never wanting to kill anybody. That's not who I am. I've had my mistakes in the past, and I've learned. I got caught for trafficking, you know, way in the past. I'm over that. I worked, taking care of my daughter. I hang around with my roommate most of the time. You know what I'm saying?
Now, when he cocked that gun, and you're driving, you're moving forward, and you're like losing your mind because you're like, I don't want to be a part of this. What was Risk doing?
Risk kind of was doing the same thing I was, telling him no. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it. And he didn't give a f. He just did it out like nowhere, like. Literally had no hesitation, no guilt, no remorse. Picked up that gun and started blowing away.
Okay.
And then that's when he started shooting, I ducked all the way under the seat because I didn't know if those people were the dudes, they were gonna start blasting back. Like, you can't dodge a bullet, obviously. You know what I'm saying? So I hit the floor right away. Called him and I said, hey, I'm not f***ing with you guys no more. What you guys did is very f***ing unacceptable, and that's just what it is. And he goes, I understand, brother. You have a daughter. I'm sorry that I got you in this. And I hung up on him. And I haven't had a single contact with them since until I seen his brother at the state fair.
Who was that phone call with?
Huh?
Who was that phone call with?
We're at Risk.
Okay, I assumed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, I don't really talk to to look like that. I've had him on social media, but I've never I've always heard about him, mostly good things that people say, like, oh, he's chill, he's cool, you know what I'm saying? But I never knew him to be this guy or who he was in the beginning. I just never knew who he was,
Okay.
I kind of just was there for my boy Risk. I just wanted to kick it with him, and it ended up being a show to where now I can't even look him in his eye and call him a friend anymore.
Yeah.
And the part about it is, I knew this kid since he was 12 years old, like I said, I'm real close with the mom Renee and shit. So this all is just brutal on me, because first it's it's a kid that is around my daughter's age, and like I said, couldn't even imagine the pain, the hurt that family's feeling, because I haven't lost my daughter like that, and I don't ever want to. And so this is why I came to you guys, and why I said, whatever the case may be, the lawyer, I need to tell you guys, so that way you guys can continue with your investigation and see I had no part in what they did, but you also need some justice for that little boy, and so that's why I came forward today, and I wanted to talk to you guys, because at the end of the day, no parent should have to lay their head at night and ask themselves, what did their kid do? And that little boy did nothing wrong. He did nothing wrong. For us to it's just, that's why I have to say something. I don't care what happens to me, as long as my family's okay, and that little boy they get the truth story of what happened to that little boy. It's all that matters to me in my heart right now. I could give a about anything else.
Okay. And again, he just said, you better not say anything. Did he make any threats?
Yeah, he said, if you tell anyone, I know where your grandma stays, and I know where you stay.
Okay.
Did he say anything beyond that, like what he would do or what?
No, he just said that I know where you guys stay, and
What did that mean to you?
snitches get stitches.
Because we know you've painted a really good picture of how yourself and how Risk acted after the shooting. How did Blick act?
No remorse. It's like he had done it before.
Okay.
It was like he was already used to it. To him, it was nothing but a little adrenaline rush. That's how he acted, because I remember even when we got to the apartments, I was crying, and the one thing he had said to me was, he goes, oh, don't even trip about it. If I did it, I'll take the rap for it. That's exactly what he said, and I was just like he literally was laughing about it though, it was like a joke to him. It wasn't, like I said, if this kid had done it before, this wasn't his first rodeo killing somebody before, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And he had even said too, there's one comment that he made where he said, I know I hit all of them in that truck. I was aiming right for that.
When did he say that?
That will be right when Riz said, I hope you make the right decision.
Okay. So still in the car, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So right after, and you're saying no remorse, but how is he showing that?
So he was basically laid, me and Risk, we're sitting there teary-eyed, we're scared, and he's just smiling. He went straight to the kitchen, started eating right away, then goes to his room, pulls out a blunt, nothing happened to him. To him, nothing happened.
Okay.
And that's where my fear jumped from 20 to 100 in heartbeat, because I was this don't care.
Yeah.
If I say something wrong to this right now, I could be next.
Yeah.
And that was just my official thought of why I didn't say anything, because I was just what I heard from that game,
Yeah.
I've heard some very terrible things about him, you know? And so I just did not want to be a victim. You know, I did not want to be a victim.
When did you guys meet up with the girls?
There was another player in this incident. Janai Garcia, 22, of Albuquerque, was arrested and booked into the Metropolitan Detention Center. Court documents show she is charged with tampering with evidence. Police detectives said Garcia helped defendants Jose Romero and Nathan Garley get rid of the vehicle allegedly used in the incident.
Showing up to the game.
They met you at the game?
Mm-hmm.
They weren't at the apartment before you
No.
when you guys were playing?
No, because Risk's girlfriend was at the apartment, and they were going to meet those chicks.
Oh, so Risk's girlfriend was at the apartment. She did not come to the game?
No.
She wasn't at the game?
No, so she stayed at the game, and Risk told her that us three were gonna go, but his girlfriend had no clue that we were meeting those other two girls because they were gonna do that.